entourage effect is how terpenes, cannabinoids and flavonoids work together to create an effect that is greater than each would be individually. In our cannabis terpene series, we broke down the most common terpenes found in the cannabis plant and how they can affect our experience when using cannabis for medicinal or recreational purposes. In this series, we will explore cannabinoids and the part they play in the entourage effect. What is a cannabinoid and how do they work? The word cannabinoid refers to every chemical substance, regardless of structure or origin, that joins the cannabinoid receptors of the body and brain and have similar effects to those produced by the cannabis sativa plant. In this clip from our video The Entourage Effect, we break down the 3 types of cannabinoids.
Cannabinoids are a diverse group of chemical compounds primarily found in the cannabis plant. They are also produced naturally within the body and more recently synthetically created in labs to treat HIV/AIDS patients to slow wasting, reduce nausea, and for pain relief. The synthetic THC, under the brand name Marinol, was approved by the FDA to treat HIV/AIDS patients in 1985, while the prohibition of naturally occurring THC found in cannabis remained illegal until medical use started to change, state by state, starting in California in 1996. Cannabinoid compounds interact with specific receptors in the body, primarily CB1 and CB2, to regulate various physiological processes like appetite, digestion, and pain perception. There are 3 types of cannabinoids. Phytocannabinoids. There are over 120 phytocannabinoids that have been found in cannabis. These compounds are known to contribute to the pharmacological effects of the plant, and interestingly, while common in the cannabis plant, a few have been identified in other plants as well according to Science Direct, see link in description. The most well-known phytocannabinoids are tetrahydrocannabinol, commonly known as THC, the primary psychoactive component in cannabis. Cannabidiol, commonly known as CBD, that research suggests may have therapeutic properties, including pain relief and relaxation. Cannabinol, commonly known as CBN, most well known for its potential sleep-promoting properties. Cannabicramine, commonly known as CBC, which is thought to have several potential benefits, including anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties, as well as potential anti-cancer and neuroprotective effects. And cannabidiol, commonly known as CBG, often referred to as the mother of all cannabinoids because other cannabinoids like THC and CBD are derived from its acidic form, CBGA. Endocannabinoids. Endocannabinoids are cannabinoids naturally produced by the body. Examples include anandamide and 2-arachidonylglycerol. And synthetic cannabinoids such as those prescribed to treat HIV/AIDS patients. And since hemp legalization in the 2018 Farm Bill, synthetic cannabinoids Delta-9 and THC have become more common. Although both compounds are found naturally in cannabis, due to prohibition in numerous states, these are being produced in a laboratory to mimic the effects of THC. Unfortunately, they can produce a number of adverse side effects.
There are 9 subcategories or classes of phytocannabinoids. In addition to the top 5 noted in our entourage effect video, the following are also found in cannabis. Cannabicyclols, commonly known as CBLs, has structural similarities to CBC and CBN, meaning that it may have anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, neurogenic, and antiemetic properties. CBL may also help aid sleep. Cannabinoids, commonly known as CBE, is thought to have relaxation, anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, and antioxidant effects. Cannabitriols, commonly known as CBT, is a phytocannabinoid first isolated in 1966. It has been found to act as an antiestrogen and aromatase inhibitor. The following are unclassified cannabinoids. In other words, we're not sure what class they fit into or what they do. These are 10-oxo-delta-6A tetrahydrocannabinol, cannabicromanon, cannabifurin, cannabirupsol, cannabicitrin, dihydrocannabifurin, Delta-9 cis-tetrahydrocannabinol, trihydroxy Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. In this doozy, 3, 4, 5, 6 tetrahydro 7 hydroxy alpha alpha 2 trimethyl 9 and propyl 2, 6 methono 2 H1 benzoxycin 5 methanol. THC is further broken down into two distinct classes. Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinols, commonly known as Delta-9 THC, is a psychoactive cannabinoid with milder effects than Delta-9 THC. Cannabis naturally produces small amounts of Delta-9 THC and its safety profile is not fully established. Due to its ability to be synthesized, its legality varies depending on location. It is important to be cautious when consuming Delta-9 THC products and to ensure they are obtained from a reputable source. Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinols, commonly known as Delta-9 THC, is naturally produced in the trichomes, glandular hairs, and the flowers of the cannabis plant. What do cannabinoids do? While distinctly different substances, opioids and cannabinoids have similar effects on the nervous system and in their potential for analgesic effects. Both can modulate pain perception and produce analgesic effects, though their mechanisms and therapeutic applications differ. They produce their effects by interacting with specific receptors, located within different parts of the central nervous system, by regulating how the cells communicate, basically how they send, receive, or process messages. It is important to note that both opioids and cannabinoids have the potential to lead to dependence intolerance with chronic use. Opioids are known to be highly addictive, with a high risk of overdose and withdrawal symptoms, whereas cannabis does not. Over the years we have worked with many patients to reduce their dependence on opioids, opting instead to use cannabis, and seen the medical community become more receptive of this form of disease management treatment with cannabis instead of opioids. Opioids and cannabinoids can interact synergistically, meaning they can enhance each other's effects, particularly regarding pain relief. This interaction can lead to opioid-sparing effects, allowing for lower doses of opioids to be used while still achieving pain relief. Therefore, it is important to always adhere to the low and slow approach if using opioids in conjunction with cannabis, and be sure to talk with your doctor before using cannabis to treat any medical condition. Cannabinoid receptors are part of the endocannabinoid system, a network of receptors that respond to both endocannabinoids, like anandamide, and phytocannabinoids, like THC. They are found throughout the body, particularly in the brain and immune system. The two main types of cannabinoid receptors are CB1 and CB2. CB1 receptors are abundant in the central nervous system and in high concentrations in the brain, particularly in areas involved in memory and executive function, while CB2 receptors are primarily found in the immune system. Thus, cannabinoid receptors are involved in a wide range of physiological processes, including pain, appetite, mood, and immune function. In essence, cannabinoid receptors are key players in the endocannabinoid system, mediating the effects of cannabinoids on various bodily functions by initiating a chain of events within cells that ultimately influence their behavior. Over the course of this video series we will be exploring phytocannabinoids, how the life cycle of cannabinoids changes their chemical makeup over time and by decarboxylation, and finally we'll do a deep dive into each of the most common phytocannabinoids found on the market today, including synthetic cannabinoids. If you're still with us and willing to get deep into the weeds of cannabinoids, hit that like and subscribe button, leave us a comment, and we'll catch you next time to discuss the life cycle of cannabinoids. Peace.